Right, it's 8 o'clock, and we are now doing the official live with Christopher Wilde. So, what you're witnessing before was me testing our technical things because often with lives you can have issues connecting people. I'll just realize no one can hear me. So, this is the official live with Chris Wilde, just starting that now. And he's going to jump on any moment. So the reason I wanted to interview Chris was because he is a self-confessed video gamer addicted person. He was very overweight. We're talking 173 kilos overweight, and he changed his life. And so what I want to do is really dive deep into why he changed, how did he do it, and what was the mindset shift that he had, and what is his mindset at the moment. How does he stay on track, and how does he keep on pushing so hard and getting these amazing results that he has been achieving. So I've known him for a little while, and I've been watching him from a distance, and I knew that the isogenic system would really gel with him. And I was so happy that he finally jumped on board, but he will share more about his journey. But I really want to let you guys get to know this guy a bit more because he is a total inspiration. So I'm just adding him to this live now. So as we're talking, guys, if you have questions or if you can relate to this in any way, to his story, please let us know and send him some words of encouragement because it is a really big deal what he's done to his life and how he's managed to change things around. So if you can just say hi or something, if you can hear me, just making sure that I've got everything connected up nicely so that I know that everyone can hear myself. And Chris has jumped on. Yay, Chris, can you hear me?
I think this worked.
Yep, I can hear you.
Hello.
Can you?
I can hear you too. Very good.
Awesome. 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 You don't have to look that close to the screen, by the way.
I was just trying to read your
You're
shirt.
good. Oh, sweet. Now just R&R Sport. So, Chris, I've done an intro for you, so they know a little bit about who we're talking to. But I'm going to dive right in it because I know that we might talk for quite a while, and I don't want to fluff too much at the start. So, Chris, you've told me in the past that you were addicted to video gaming. Can you tell me how bad that really was? Like, what did life look like for you back then? Can you think back to it? Tell us.
Oh yeah, geez. Well, it's probably like 10 years worth of um, being a bit of a zombie, really. So just completely just not in tune with everything around me. It would look like something in my video games coming out. So I'm going sick at work. It would look like uh, countless late nights, as in all of the night and into early hours of the morning. Couple of hours sleep, then just jumping up and racing into a day, just exhausted all the time. Obsessing about this game all day. On night shifts, all I'd be doing is watching videos about the game, planning out my character, planning out what my like character and game world would look like. I guess in terms of the addiction thing, like when you suck in real life, you can thrive online, you can thrive in a different world, and I guess that's what I did. Yeah, I guess that's what I did.
And how did, I mean, because you were married at this time, weren't you? So how
Yeah.
did your wife, Kylie, deal with this? Was she kind to you? Was she angry at you? How did your relationship
Oh, I'm
go?
cunning as a snake, and I lured her in. So I used tricks and tactics to get her interested in the game. She probably wasn't even into it, but she did it probably to spend time with me because it's the only way she got to. Um, and so yeah, I had all sorts of strategies, and I spent so much money on just this one game. I mean, in the few years that I played this game, I had over 2,000 hours worth of game time just in one game.
Wow.
Yes, at least 6 hours every day, on top of other obligations. Not that those obligations got met.
Wow. And how
A
did
little
your
bit shaky talking about this. It's a bit full on talking about it out loud, isn't it?
No, well, that's what we want.
But
I
yeah,
mean, there's going to be people that
that's
can relate to this or know people that you know that are in the same situation, and it is
I
fascinating. And
guess
so I want you to feel that raw emotion because this is a huge thing you've done in your life and given that up.
yeah. So
So, and go on.
for me, essentially, it was the world that I could be big and powerful and control and just completely like the king. It was like power control, all the stuff. Like I worked in addictions for a while, and all the stuff that the like a junkie would face, all the trying to get control over their lives through all sorts of like sabotaging stuff. It was all exactly the same stuff. If I was to apply the 12 steps philosophies to um, my world, I was very, very much a stuck person. Yeah.
Wow. And tell us how your health suffered during this time.
Well, I got, I actually got to 177 kgs, but 173 officially for when I first weighed myself for a challenge. Um, so that's pretty bad. I regularly looked online about quick fix options, surgery options for my weight and my health. Every day I was scared that I was going to have a heart attack. Um, I know everything to do if I feel certain symptoms to maximize the chance between getting an ambulance to me to give me the support and that I might need if I was having a heart attack. Um, yeah,
And
all
how
sorts
old are
of
you,
things.
Chris? How old are you now?
I'm only 29. I'm 29.
29.
I have
So
to get
at your
back for work and
heaviest,
go away.
how old were you when you were 173 to 177?
Oh, 28. So it was 8 months ago that I started my journey of recovery, I'll call it.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
accurate. And so
yeah.
in terms of getting about during the day, physically, were you limited? Could you still do your day-to-day tasks
Oh,
or
nah.
how was
So
it?
I'd always have sore knees. I work at the prison, so there's a bit of walking involved upstairs and stuff, and I used to just like hate it. I would avoid certain tasks. I would always position myself in a place where I didn't have to do certain things. Again, I said I'd take days off just to game. Just I was always sleeping every time I was in the guard room. I was that guy that was like mouth wide open having a sleep at lunchtime or in breaks. Yeah, not ideal.
Wow. So what was rock bottom for you? What was rock bottom? What was it?
um,
What was the point where you decided like enough's enough? What was that low moment for you?
I've made those decisions like every day probably for the last 10 years. Like today's the day. Today's the day. I'd pray. I use literally every strategy under the sun. And I guess I had the thing that worked for me is I had this experience where I was at the park with my daughter Ayla, and like I just couldn't even be bothered to like engage on the slide stuff or like swings was like an effort. I was always scared even sitting on public like seats and stuff as to whether they were going to break. I was always having to like brace my legs on the ground. Um, Out of my own fear for it, a bit of shame and so I guess I don't know. I just had another daughter on the way, Esme, who's now 6 months, and I was like, shit, if I don't do it now, when will I?
Mm.
When will I actually commit and go all the way? Because I've literally done every diet, every system under the sun, and they just never stuck. I just never could keep it going. I don't know. And it's working so far. This thing, this
Yeah, it's good, eh? So you actually shared
yeah.
in the past something that your wife did to show you true love. Are you able to share that
Oh,
on this
geez.
live?
Yeah. Yeah, like I fully believe in having good people around me that actually have the balls to have the hard and tough questions. I think that's truly love. And my wife, Kylie, one day, it was actually quite a while ago, decided to pull out the whiteboard and write down. I think maybe it was just my Macca's spending or it was just my fast food that week or that month. Maybe it was a month. Either way, it was exorbitant. And she wrote it all down on a whiteboard. And I came home from a shift and I walk into the lounge and there's this whiteboard there and I'm just looking like, what the hell's this? And as I went down, I was like, oh geez, oh geez, that's me. Oh, you crikey. And yeah, no good. I would say my McDonald's habit, just my McDonald's habit, was $7,000 a year. If I was to do the figures, um, like I have the perfect ordering system for my breakfast or my non-breakfast order at McDonald's. Down to like I know exactly how much it's going to cost. I know um, how I can get the money. So Kylie didn't know I was going to be purchasing what I was going to be purchasing. So I would get gas regularly. I got lots of gas, but I didn't always get that much gas. I was always getting, $20 or $40, usually $40 to go and spend on fast food
So
to
it
and from
almost
work,
sounds like you
probably
were
for,
addicted to fast food as well, because you were sneaking
yeah.
that and having
Oh
that
yeah,
addictive
and like hiding the
behavior.
wrappers and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, all that stuff was my jam. Yeah,
So the shift in your mindset, so it sounds like it was more of a gradual process. So you were completely aware you had to change, but you just had to put a date on it. So it really was the expecting birth of your second daughter that made you get your
yeah.
shit together.
Whatever I do, I do like a million miles an hour, and I'm absolutely fully in. So I guess like I had this thing where in my mind I was just like, yep, nah, this is it, full stop, nothing's happening. And so then I actually messaged all these people in the game that I play with from the States and all these other people like Aussie and stuff that I game with. And I was like, hey, I'm quitting. This was like the first step of like, I'm quitting. And then I gave all my game currency away, which is worth probably thousands of dollars in the real world if I was to. And I was just like, I just gave it away. So I crippled my gaming world. And then I was like, actually, nah. And I gave my Xbox that I just got, like a brand new Xbox. I just gave it away to like a friend.
Wow. And
And
how
I
did
was like,
that
I'm
make you
done.
feel on the inside? Did that give you a sense of relief or did you cry? How did that,
Oh, it
what was the
crushed me.
feeling?
It absolutely crushed me. It's like I gave away who I was because that's where I was mighty. That's where I was like the man. That's like
Yeah.
I was Buffalo Blood. Blood that was like my alter ego, or Buffalo Blood Vessel, which is uh, riffed off a guy called Buster Blood Vessel, which is a character I kind of like. Anyway, um, yeah. So I basically just destroyed my online everything,
And then
and
you
that was
came to the reality of I'm overweight and I'm unhealthy and I'm scared that at any one moment someone's going to have to call an ambulance for me and I've
yeah.
got
I've
my
been
daughter on the
scared of
way.
that for years.
Yeah, yeah. So what did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do? You just like
Well,
you got rid of your gaming stuff, you walked back home and you went, what next? Tell us.
it just so happened there was I work at the Department of Corrections, and there was a Biggest Loser competition on there. So I was like, sweet, I'm in. I put my $20 in. I got weighed in, and I said, yep, I'm going after this. And I talked a really, really big game, as I always do, and said, I'm winning. I'm going to smash this out of the park. You guys aren't going to touch the sides. One of my bosses took a $10,000 bet up with me, which we later both agreed to rescind because it would have been awkward when I won $10,000 off my boss, and to function in a boss student relationship, whatever you call it, colleague. Yeah, it would have been strange. So we cancelled that. Um, but yeah, no, I went into this Biggest Loser competition, and I started going to the gym with a friend who had invited me to the gym for at least a year prior to that. Regularly just kept inviting me, and I said yes every time, and I never showed up. And then I actually showed up, and
Wow.
he's like, "Oh well, you're not on the disappointment list anymore." Yeah,
So, and how did your
and
food intake change? The takeaways and all that stuff. What did you
yeah,
do?
so I I lost my FFOS card, which was handy. Um, I changed my route to work for the first couple of 3 or 4 weeks. I wouldn't drive the way I would drive. Um, I told everyone and got people to hold me accountable.
Awesome.
Um, and then I started off with healthy eating and stuff, which was quite exhausting just to like get it all right. But I did some pretty rigid eating plans that was just from like my head, I guess. I did get some good results, but it was very, very restricted. But no, it was
Hard
good.
work.
Yeah, we got some results, and I won the Biggest Loser competition by I think it was like 19 kgs or something, more than anyone
Wow.
else. I lost 43 in that first challenge. Then I thought, haha, I'm the king, and I went and celebrated with Macca's. Got sick for a week and put 10 kgs back on.
Oh,
Yeah, no good. I was so sick. It was so disgusting.
oh no.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Uh,
What was next?
Um, then I guess I decided to bite the bullet with the isogenic stuff, and I succumbed to your pressures, or whatever you want to call them, your
My
support and
gentle
encouraging,
nudges, I'd like to
your
correct
little
you there.
natters in the ear saying, hey, give it a
My little
whirl.
suggestions, like,
Yeah, nah, yeah, I gave that a go. And
yes,
no, I'm
for those
enjoying
of
it.
you who don't know, Chris started purely on a couple of performance products. He actually said to me, and this is quote, if you try to get me to drink a damn shake, I'm going to throw it against the wall in the dining room and it's going to drip down and
Yes.
land on the floor. And I was like,
Ugh,
okay, well,
yuck, shakes.
just
Ugh.
we'll just stick with what you want to do. So we started on a couple of performance products. Can you please tell everyone what you think of the shakes, Chris?
Oh, no, they're good. Um, I'm still not a fan of strawberry, but we've come to like the chocolate and the mint chocolate and the kosher vanilla, which I just got, which is quite nice. I'm quite
Yeah,
partial to
good.
that. I had some just before. So yeah, no, I've converted to like the shakes for convenience. Kylie, my wife, also uses the shakes, and she definitely gets probably more benefit than I. But I really do think that they're good and helpful. They are very filling. I was quite surprised about that.
They're
And
filling
with
and
a bit of ice,
they're
they go
all
a
got
long way.
everything in it. You don't have to do all the macro micro calculations, which is probably what you were doing in the past.
Yeah, and
Now,
there's a pro version which has more protein, which is quite cool if you're training hard. I like that.
yes, even better
And
for
then
your
in
training. So
sachets, it's not a canister.
that
Yeah.
that leads me on to my next question, which is if any of you are on Chris's Facebook page, if you're not, you need to be. But he is one of the most committed. You know, when he says he's going to do something, he doesn't just sort of dabble in it and muck around. He, as he said, got rid of all of his video games and he went all in to changing his nutrition and changing his gym life. So he's probably one of the most disciplined people that I know. Can you just quickly tell us, like, what is your weekly regime? You know, like how many hours are you at the gym? And tell us about your double cleanses, just very quickly on that, because I want to really
Oh,
dive into your
geez.
mindset.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I would say I've still got a very addictive personality, and the gym is now like completely home. Um, I don't know. I just get this crazy buzz out of it. Um, I'm doing cardio every single day for at least an hour, or maybe a second hour as well. Oh, geez, there goes my phone. Hold on a second.
You're
So
right.
yeah, I'm doing cardio at least once or twice a day, an hour or 45 minutes times two. And then I do strength training with my friend Mike 4 or 5 times a week. Kylie and I have a date night Friday and Saturday nights where we ride the exercycle bikes at City Fitness and
Well, yes, I've
watch the
seen many
rugby.
Facebook posts of date night with you guys.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, so I do that. There's a lot of training. I train at work gym and I train at City Fitness. And I every now and again run with the dog. Um, yep, so I do that. And then cleanses, well, yeah, on a weekend, I cleanse every weekend except for once a month on the weekend because I'm not allowed to do it that frequent. But I'm very addicted to the results I get. I weigh myself every single morning and I track my weight every day. And I've worked out that I can see the difference in my eating and my training based on what it looks like the next day. So that's a big part of my routine.
Yeah,
But yes,
so
cleanses, I lose like 3 or 4 kgs in a weekend just from cleansing. It seriously blows my mind that you can do this like fasted thing that is supported, so you're not actually that hungry. Um, and the first day is a little bit tiring as your body cleanses, but day two, it's like your mind's clear, your head's good, and apparently it's targeting visceral fat. And after that, you actually do get the results. So yeah, I don't know, it's good.
yeah, can't argue with
That's my
those
understanding
results.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah,
So
yeah, it's good. The scales don't
has
lie.
he been moments, Chris, with your new lifestyle? Has there been moments where you found it too hard, you can't be bothered, you want to throw the towel in? Has there been any moments like that?
Um, Nah, not really. I get bummed every now and again where I hear like something's happening and people are like having a munch or a good feed, like like people. Yeah, no, not really though. Every now
Oh,
and
that's
again, it'd
great.
be
And
nice to go and have a
what
binge,
is
but
it that doesn't allow you to go there? What is it that actually keeps you on track? What's your
I,
focus?
while working in addictions, I saw that abstinence really was and always was the best option. So for
Yeah.
me, abstinence just works well. Like I've tried the cheat day thing. I went to a funeral and decided just to let my guard down in terms of my eating. But I like monitored what I was having, but I didn't like hold myself back. I like put 6 kgs on in like 2 days or something. And the work to get rid of that again,
Mm.
um, isn't as hard, I suppose, with cleansing, but it's still a pain in the neck um, when you've got a goal. I put a line in the sand and said I'm going for 98 kgs by the 1st of July. Um, I'm probably going to beat it, but every decision I make that makes it harder, makes it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you when you achieve that goal, how much weight have you lost from your biggest?
Oh, from my biggest, it would be like 82, but from my official weight, like scales, where someone's actually verified what I was up to, it would be 75 kgs. Um,
Wow.
I know,
That's
it's crazy.
insane.
This lady at my
That's
work weighs
insane.
that. And she's like, that was
Yeah,
me.
that's
That's me as a person.
and how has your
Yeah.
relationship with your wife and your children changed over the last 8 months?
I'm still pretty AWOL because I'm training a lot. But I'm very, very much more engaged, I think, when I am around. I go to the park, and when I'm at the park with Ayla, I'm literally hooning down the slide. I'm racing around. There's energy to burn. It's not an issue to have to go and do activities. Like it's not a problem now, whereas previously it was. Not having to
Mm.
be coached off a gaming machine or something. I am still like a fixated person that's fixated on. I've still got to get my training in, but um, yeah, I think wifey
That's
likes the changes. Well, I'd hope so anyway.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
She's
she's
like,
doing
you
it with
guys.
me, and it's great. It's
It is.
she's been making some awesome games herself, and so it's really exciting. Um, yeah, it's really exciting that she's chasing the same stuff with me.
Yeah. No, it's good
Yeah,
to have you guys working at this as a peer. So, Chris, what regrets do you have? Do you have any regrets at this time?
nah, I don't regret nothing. I don't regret anything. I don't regret. Nah, you learn from all your poor choices, and it was poor choices that put me in a pickle, and it's the opposite to that that will get me out. And so, yeah,
Mm. Okay.
someone once told me that I wasn't a committed person, which I call bullshit too. I've always been committed. It's just I've been committed to too much stuff, all the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so I'm committing to something different now. And so health has become my biggest priority.
And what would you say to someone right now who's watching this, who is in a similar position to where you were? What would you say to them right now?
Oh, just give it a go. It's great. No, like, yeah, what would I say to you? Just go hard. Like life is great. Like it's so great. I don't know. Things are great, and having energy, and it's just so priceless to be able to hoon around with the kids and not have. Oh, yeah, it's great. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I'm speechless on that topic. It's there's
It
just
sounds
do
like
it.
you're trying to say that it's a no-brainer. Like jump on
Yeah,
board life in the fullest, fix what's going wrong, and enjoy your family, and enjoy your kids, enjoy
yeah,
your partner,
that's
enjoy
right.
what's outside.
Yeah, and with like I don't know. I've had a team of people around me. It's been ridiculous how many people have got behind my journey, just
Yeah.
like cheering me on. It's been cool. At the start, some of the biggest fuel for me were some negative. stuff, and I even use that as fuel. But the amount of people that have supported me to, like, I was at home dad for a while, and people were like, "Oh, do you need me to look after the kids so you can go and train?" Oh, of course I do. I was like, yes. And I just like people just offering me so much support out of nowhere.
Yeah, there is such
Like they
a
believed in my
there is
dream,
such an
and
important thing.
yeah,
Well, including a community in your plan for life is so important to tell people
yeah,
what's going on, to have that outside support. So many people want to just do it all by themselves and keep it quiet, don't want to tell anyone because they're scared of failing. But if they actually start
yeah,
telling people, they're going to get that support, they're going to get those accountability people, they're going to get friends and family rallying around to help you achieve your
yeah,
goal. So I would encourage people to tell people your goal, include them in your decisions so that they can actually be part of that process and journey with you. So is there any people you really want to
yeah. When you
thank?
chuck a line in the sand. Oh yes, there's so many people I want to thank. I want to thank my wife. I want to thank my two daughters. My mum. My mum is a saint. She's a friggin' saint. She does so much for us. My best mate, one of my best mates, Mike, he's a bloody legend. He's the one that invited me to the gym for over a year and just kept inviting me and didn't even like stuff his nose up or like not want to be friends over me standing him up for over a year. And
Wow.
he literally trains with me the way I want to train to suit my goals and aspirations every week. Um, but when I get to his weight, we're going to be able to do things that suit both of us. That's exciting. I want to thank my church community have been very, very supportive. A lady called Kathy, oh, so many people. Yeah. I want to thank Zola, and I want to thank other Facebook people.
Yeah. Well, I
And
wasn't.
all the other people. And I want to thank all the people that challenged me in the Biggest Loser competition. I thank you for your money. Because I
That's
won.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, we'll wrap it up there, Chris. Thank you so much for sharing all of that you shared with us tonight. I understand some of that was quite difficult thinking back to the past, and it wasn't that long ago. It was only 8 months ago for those who are listening. And Chris's next goal in the isogenics world is to get into what we call the 100-pound club. Now, if you're already listening, you're thinking he's already lost 100 pounds, but you have to lose 100 pounds on the isogenic system to be part of the
7 kgs to go.
So how many kgs?
7 kgs, I think.
Seven. Oh, he's probably going to be there in
Oh,
2
it's
weeks.
6.8 or 7 kgs, yeah.
So he'll be there any minute. But he's got this nailed, guys. Get behind him, encourage him. He is a total inspiration, and link him up with
Can I show you something?
Oh, okay.
These are my work pants.
Oh, wow.
These are my work. That's almost twice me. That's my work
showing
pants.
me what's in your pants, and I thought, what is he doing?
Oh no. That's
half
like
his
how
life.
big my pants were. Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Crazy.
You're literally wearing fat pants. That is
Yeah.
amazing. Never throw those away. Keep them for
No, I won't.
the reveal, which is Mara is getting on and chucking a shit ton of love on this, which is so cool. Amara is someone you want to get to know, Chris. So find her on Facebook and get to know her. Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, everyone, for logging on. If you missed the start of the live, make sure you go back, jump on, and listen to it because Chris has just blown our minds with how amazing he is. All right.
Shout out to Toothless.
Chris. What is that?
Bye.
I'll see ya.
Toothless.
Oh,
Bye.
Catch ya.